I don't want to sound conceited or arrogant, but the question is, would you ever date Kakeru, the blind chick? In this anime, the question comes up whether or not the main MC Kakeru, so her name is Koharu. The last name is Kakeru. They both start with the letter K, so I get confused here. So the question came up of whether or not he would date her because she is blind, and then he thinks about it. He's like, I I wouldn't know how to deal with her ailments, and he didn't mean it in a mean way. He meant it in a general way because I don't think the dude's ever dated. So the fact of the matter is he has no experience dating, which in my opinion is actually a good thing because at least now he can create a blueprint of how to date like a blind chick so previous dates won't interfere with making the experience even worse. So I think that's actually a good thing. But the other thing too is like she's blind. No, so he can't really treat her like a normal human being, and that sounds really harsh. But I'm just saying, like, they're just not a huge chance that you're gonna meet a blind person. And one thing I really want to mention before I get on with the question, but no, my answer is gonna be yes. I would date, even if Koharu was like fucking blind. I would date her because she's extremely positive. So it says here she became blind due to an illness, although she continues to study hard, attend university like normal. Uh, damn. Okay, who cares about that? I was gonna read that. I was like, who cares about that? Uh, but no, she's overall just a positive person, and I just love her attitude. Such a fantastic attitude, given the fact that she's blind. Like if I was blind, I don't know. Like I would never wish upon it, even against my worst enemies, to go blind. But despite all that, she is just fantastic. She's just a bundle of joy. Honestly, such a great, wholesome anime. But I would never date someone blind if they're not just like Kakeru. And that's what I think, in my opinion, I sound harsh when I say that. But just imagine being with a blind person and they're extremely negative, they're always stressed, they're always crying, all this stuff, and everything would be justified because they're blind. They like Akira's situation, she became blind throughout her life. And she says that for her it's like a blurry white transparent, like that's what she sees all day, just white blurry transparency. I would never want to wish to be blind. Like one time I scraped my eyes, like my eyeball, and I thought it was never gonna recover. And so one of my eye was blurry, the other one wasn't, and bro, I was livid. I was livid. I was like, fuck. But thankfully, my eye cured. So now I got 20/20 vision. So yeah, that begs the question: would you date a blind chick? Yes, they're just like the chick here, Koharu, Fuyusuki, 100%. Bro, such a positive person, such a great nurtured person. Just in general and overall, and given the circumstances, oh my god, it's just hard for me to imagine. This is something that's really hard to imagine. Cause just imagine like closing your eyes and that's all you get to fucking see, bro. That just seems like torture to me.